Hello everyone. My topic is configuration of the 3,000 clay Buddha statues of 5 Tatha gatas in Saridag Monastery. And outline. At first, I will introduce some details about Saridag Monastery, like the founding time, the founder, and next I will analyze the iconology of the rear hall in the Chokjin, which is the main hall in Saridag Monastery, and then the origin of Zanbazir design and conclusion. The site of Saridag Monastery is located in the territory of Ertensumtu Emok in the Hanhanti mountain range in Mongolia. As shown in the map, we can see Saridag Monastery is located in the northeast of Ulaanbaatar. And since 2013, a Mongolian expedition team represented by Sir Cholon has been excavating this site officially. And the Saridag Monastery was also called a Hidin Saridag, and the founder was the first Gyobzon Damba Zanbazir, who was the regional leader of Halych Mongolia. He was also an artist, sculptor, doctor, and poet. And the construction was started from 1654. And about its completed time, there is a difference between two materials. The first one is from written by Galten. It states that in the 19th year of Emperor Kangxi, the Ribugo Jezing on the Henti mountain range was completed, and the statue of the Buddha was placed there. However, in the biography of Gyobzon Damba written by his disciple Lobsang Puringle, it states that the year of Fire Tiger, the monastery on the Henti mountain range was completed. Actually, Lobsang Puringle also recorded in his biography that in 1680s, the exterior of the monastery was almost done. So I agree. I think the monastery was the exterior of the monastery was almost done in 1680, and during the next 6 years, they created many Buddha statues. And many relics were excavated in the northeast of the main hall. According to the lotus seeds and other relics, the original plan of the rear hall can be restored. As shown in the picture, there were 3 main Buddhas, and each of which attended by 2 bodhisattvas and 10 bodhisattvas, and the 1,000 Buddhas in the style of the 5 Tatha gatas that were placed on the surrounding wall. And analysis on the configuration of the rear hall. The configuration that the shrine is filled with the 1,000 Buddhas reflects the teaching of Garden Sutra, Abhidhamsaka Sutra, or Huayan Jing in Chinese, showing the lotus universe, which is the realm of the Buddha Vairocana. As shown in the rear hall in Saridag Monastery, the 1,000 Buddhas was the whole background. Based on the Garden Sutra, the configuration was common in China during the Ming and Qing dynasties. At first, I will show you the 1,000 Buddhas. There were more than 3,000 clay Buddhas excavated from the site in 2017. And the heights of the clay sculptures are 14 centimeters, It can be seen that the mudras of these 1,000 clay Buddhas are in the style of the 5 Tatha gatas in the diamond realm. Just like the Akshavya with the mudra of earth witness, the Amitabha with the mudra of meditation, and Ratnasambhava with the mudra of generosity, and Vairocana with the mudra of first of wisdom, and Amoghasiddhi with the mudra of fearlessness. And 3 Buddhas. As shown in the picture, we can see the foot of one of 3 Buddhas. The length of toes is the toes is here, and the length of toes is 21 centimeters. And the investigators inferred that the height of full figure would have been about 4 meters. So it's very huge. And the 3 Buddhas is closely related to the 1,000 Buddhas. As shown in the rear hall, that the three Buddhas surrounded by 1,000 Buddhas. And in many Mahayana Buddhist classics state that the 1,000 Buddhas have the conception of time. There are the 1,000 Buddhas from the past, present, and future. And their representatives are the past Buddha Dipamkara, the present Buddha Sakyamuni, and the future Buddha Maitreya. In addition, the 1,000 Buddhas also represent the conception of space. The Garden Sutra refers to the world of 10 directions and 1,000 Buddhas. Therefore, in these Mahayana Buddhist classics, the 1,000 Buddhas exist not only in the 3 times, but also in the world with 10 directions. The common figure of these early Mahayana and Buddhist classics is pay much attention to preaching Dharma. All of them try to use the figure of 1,000 Buddhas in 10 directions and the 3 Buddhas to express that the Buddha exists everywhere. And 10 Bodhisattvas. We can see a circular lotus seat and the sculpture of the Buddhas in steps on that. According to related remains, the investigators believe that there were total 10 standing Bodhisattvas located on the 2 sides of the 3 Buddhas, just like this. And in general, the 3 Buddhas and the 5 Bodhisattvas are always put together. For example, the iconography of the 2nd floor of Zhejiang Monastery in Tibet, we can see that the 3 Buddhas were combined with 8 Bodhisattvas, 4 in each side, and with 2 guardians near the door. And we can find that the size of 10 Bodhisattvas and that of guardians are different. However, in Saridag Monastery, we can find all the lotus seats were in the same size. So, so I think it's not. They are not the 8 Bodhisattvas plus 2 guardians. And are these Buddhas from 10 directions? We can also take an example from Zhejiang Monastery. Is the mural of that, and he is one of the Buddhas from 10 directions. We can see that he is in the posture of sitting. It's unlikely that there are the Buddhas of the 10 directions, which, as shown in many monasteries, are always in the sitting posture. And regarding this, and Se associate this temple with Ertenzo Monastery and believe the main hall of Saridag Monastery has the same configuration as it, putting the bodhisattvas of sunlight and moonlight together with the 8 bodhisattvas. And these 2 bodhisattvas are the 2 siblings who serve the medicine Buddha. But if this is the case, why were these 2 bodhisattvas placed together with the 8 bodhisattvas? And the basic configuration of the rear hall was described above, but it is necessary to further analyze the combination of the 5 Buddhas and 1,000 Buddhas. The 5 Buddhas are a common subject of Vajrayana mantras from Vajrasekhara Sutra. It was introduced from India and became one of the basic classics of Tantric Buddhism in China, and also introduced by Adisha to Wuzang, which became the basic theory of Vajrayana tradition in the Tibetan Buddhism. And the image of 5 Tatha gatas became popular during the 5 dynasties and the Song dynasty, appearing in Dunhuang caves. In Tibet, Zhejiang Monastery and Samye Monastery was influenced by the diamond ring mandala. And we can identify the 5 Tatha gatas by the color of their body and their direction. For example, in the mural of Shalom Monastery in Tibet, we can see the Ratnasambhava in yellow, the Akshabhya in blue, in Vairocana in white, the Amitabha in red, and the Amoghasiddhi in green. And in the corridor, in the murals of the corridor, the 1,000 Buddhas was put together with Jataka tales. This tales is about the previous births of Sakyamuni in both human and animal forms. And another example is the mural in the corridor of Palcho Monastery, also in Tibet. We can also find 5 kind of Tatha gatas in 5 colors. And there is a difference between the 1,000 Buddhas in Palcho Monastery and that of in Shalom Monastery. It's the mudra of Vairocana. Maybe the picture is not very clearly, but the Vairocana in the mural formed the mudra of teaching. In Shalom Monastery, in Palcho Monastery, the Vairocana formed the mudra of first of wisdom. But in Shalom Monastery, the Vairocana formed the mudra of teaching. And there is also a tanka during in Tangut period, and we can also see the Amoghasiddhi Buddha with 200,000 Buddhas. And if we compare 1,000 Buddhas of 5 Tatha gatas in Tibet and Saridag Monastery, we can find they have in different contexts. In Tibet, the 1,000 Buddhas in the murals were put together with the 5 Tatha gatas, representing the 1,000 Buddhas of the 5 Buddhas. It belongs to the Vajrayana tradition. But in Saridag Monastery, the 3,000 clay Buddhas was settled as the whole background of the Trilokya Buddha. It has the meaning of Mahayana Buddhism and also shows the lotus universe, where Vairocana is the universal king. He exists in 10 directions, and he is the only Tatha gata, and all Buddhas from 10 directions gathered around him and became his incarnation. As shown in the hall, the 1,000 Buddhas represent the ubiquitous Vairocana. And we can see 1,000 Buddhas in China. The picture only showed one Buddha in the temple, so I draw the iconography of this temple. And there are 3 Buddhas, and with the Vairocana in the middle. And there are more than 9,000 small gold-plated Buddhas placed on the shelves. These are shelves against the wall. And similarly, they are based on Garden Sutra. The Pilu Dian in Longxing Temple in Hebei Province showed the 3 layers of drum-shaped lotuses with 1,000 petals, where 1,000 Buddhas engraved in that. So after comparing the 1,000 Buddhas in China and in Saridag Monastery, we can see that Zanbazi design for the rear hall did not show the lotus universe in the same way. The element of 5 Tatha gatas was combined with the 1,000 Buddhas, which shows the blending of Mahayana Buddhism and Vajrayana Buddhism in this hall, constituting the harmonious integration of exoteric and esoteric traditions. And the last part, the origin of his artistic life. We can see this clay Buddhas has the style of Pala from the early Weizang. It demonstrates that Zanbazi observed the early Buddhist art in Tibet, and from this material we can see that he returned to Mongolia with 50 priests, including those with the ranks of Baksh, Shangzheba, Gesui, Suewong, and artisans. And Zanbazi had been to Tibet twice, so I think his statue style was guided by Tibetan artisans or related to his experience in Tibet. And about his ideology. Based on the analysis of the configuration in this hall, he was clearly representing the lotus universe as pictured in Garden Sutra. And the combination of the 1,000 Buddhas representing the basic concept of the Mahayana Buddhism and 5 Buddhas in the diamond realm has formed a space harmonizing esoteric and exoteric Buddhism. Then, and it's not difficult for him to be familiar with this Mahayana classic because there was a translation of Garden Sutra in the Tibetan scriptural canon of the Ganjur, and the sutra was not only popular in China but also had an impact on early Tibetan Buddhism. And Zanbazi is considered to the reincarnation of Taranatha, who annotated some Mahayana Buddhism classics. And however, the 1,000 Buddhas created by Zanbazi and that in Ming and Qin dynasty has the similar scheme. Then why did Zanbazi show this similar ideology? Is there any connection between them? And if we see the background, they have the similar background of Buddhist development in the perspective of the spread of the Gelug sect. In Mongolia, the Gelug began to be popular in Mongolian area in the late Ming dynasty. And In the 17th century, Zanbazi was identified as the first Jibzun Danba in Mongolian area. However, he was not totally affiliated with Gelugpa. He also had interest in teaching from other schools and even had writings about non-tantric Mahayana Buddhism. And his multiple choices in religious thought are likely to be the reason why the rear hall in Saridag Monastery showed the space of harmony of exoteric and esoteric Buddhism. And in China, the Gelugpa started to be introduced into Ming court from the early 15th century. And the influence of the Gelug in China during Ming and Qing dynasties was centered on the court, and its influence gradually weakened from north to south, where it formed a mixture with original Chinese Buddhism. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, esoteric and exoteric sects merged with each other, showing the confluence of holding mantras and practicing meditation. So, conclusion. The rear hall discussed in the article is only one part of the Saridag Monastery, but one with the most relevant relics at present. For the time being, the configuration of other halls is unknown, so we cannot analyze the whole structure and the macro design. And according to the configuration, we can know that the scheme surrounded by the Thousand Buddhas expressed the notion of lotus universe in the Garden Sutra. And in this process, the combination of teachings from the Garden Sutra and Vajrasekhara formed a harmonious merge of Buddhist thought, which was common in temples in the Ming and Qing dynasties. Zanbazi was also influenced by this thought inherent in the teaching of the Garden Sutra and was inspired to create a Buddhist world with his innovative artistic insights. Thank you.